Hey, what's going on, guys? Slid Roll here. Today we're going to be showing you a tutorial on how to set up a skateboard. Alright, so the first step we're going to be showing you is putting on the grip tape. That's the first thing you're going to want to do. You have a blank skateboard, no grip tape on it, so we're going to get this awesome grip tape here. Some people do this in a different way. Whichever way you decide to do it, you're going to want to be very careful to not get it, not put it on crooked, But you're going to want to take off this white paper, or whichever color it is. You want to take off the paper that's on the back of the skateboard, the back of the skate grip. So you're taking off the white paper part, you have just the grip tape. This part's sticky. The sticky part is what's going to face downward onto the skateboard. So very carefully, again, super carefully, make sure it's not crooked. You're going to want to set the grip tape on top of the skateboard. Press down on it. Make sure it's all crooked before you start applying pressure to it, because it is going to stick very, very firmly. It's not going to come off easily, so really make sure to do this step to the best of your abilities. Okay, so you have the grip tape on the skateboard. Next step is to scratch around the edges. You can use, a wrench. I'm just going to use the end of the skate tool, but you're going to want to use a wrench or any blunt metal object. And you're going to want to scrape around the edges so that these white marks show up, and you're going to see the shape of the skateboard when you're done. And you're going to want to do this step a lot, especially if you don't have much experience with setting up a skateboard. You're going to want to do this step a lot so that the grip tape cuts a lot easier. Okay, so you're going to see the exact shape of the skateboard after you're done scratching across the top of the board. You're going to want to peel up on skate grip tape so that there's not a lot hanging over the edges. Peel up like this. Alright, so the next step, you're going to use a razor. You can use a knife. You're going to make sure that it doesn't have like a serrated edge or anything like that. You're going to want to make sure it's it's a precise cutting tool per se. You want to find a space in the grip, cut into it until you meet the skateboard. Then you're going to very carefully do that across the entire white line that you've made on the skateboard grip tape. You're going to see the grip tape is cut out to the shape of the skateboard. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clean it up a little bit so that it's not so jagged around the corners. We're going to use a piece of grip tape to scrape around it, and that's going to also fuse it to the skateboard, and it's going to make it stay on there longer. So let's show you that step. You want to get a piece of the excess grip tape. You'll notice I didn't throw it away, I kept it. You're going to fold it then use it to scrape along the edges like this. We scraped along the edges. That fuses the grip tape to the skateboard even further, making it more durable. It'll stay on there longer. So the next step we're going to show you is putting these on. So first thing you're going to want to do, you can use a nail, a screwdriver, or anything like that. You can also just use the bolt that holds the skateboard trucks on. You're going to want to poke through the holes on this side and push them on through, and that's what's going to put the holes into the grip tape so you can put on the screws. So I just like to use the truck and I just tap it through. Tap it on the other side. Pull it out. Clear off any of the excess there. I'm going to do that with all 8 of the openings in the skateboard. Okay, so the next step is to put the bolts through. I like to put all 4 of them in on one side. Okay, you're gonna grab your truck and make sure the kingpin, which is this bolt here, is facing to the inside of the skateboard. If it's facing out, it's not going to work properly. So with the bolt facing in, you're going to set the truck onto the 4 screws. Then you're going to take these bolts. You can use your other hand and put it on the top of the skateboard to hold the screws into place. You're going to want to put these nuts onto the screws. You're just going to hand tighten them. You'll use a tool to tighten them later on, but you're going to put the 4 of them on. Okay, so you've hand tightened those 4 screws through the skateboard. You're going to want to get your skate tool. It usually comes with a screwdriver. If it doesn't, just get a regular screwdriver. You can also use a wrench for this. It's a little bit harder, but it works the same. You use the skate tool. You're going to hold on to the bolt, hold it in place. Then you're going to get your screwdriver and hold the screw in place. And you're going to tighten them by turning right. That's the easy way to do it. And you're going to start turning the skate tool to the right to tighten each of them. And you're going to do that with all 4 of them on each truck. So you're going to want to tighten it until it's pretty hard to turn it to the right again, but you don't want to like tighten it so much that it cracks the wood, obviously, but just make sure they're really secure. So now we have one truck on. We're we're going to repeat the same thing with the other side. Alright, so the skateboard's set up. These slid roll skateboard decks are sick. At 300 subscribers, we're going to be giving away one of these slid roll skateboard decks. So click here to subscribe, check out the other videos here, and you might have a chance to win one of these.